Greetings once again, indie game fans. Welcome back to I Dream of Indie. My name's Old Gamer Joe, and if it's your first time here at our channel, welcome. Consider hitting that subscribe button below for all the latest indie game reviews and previews. Today we are reviewing Retrace Memories of Death on the PlayStation 4. This game is also available on the Xbox platform and Nintendo Switch. It retails for $7.99. You might find a discount depending on your platform at the time of this review, and it was published by eastasiasoft. Retrace is a game all about choices and the consequences for those choices. You'll play as a young girl named Freya who's invited to join friends for a ghost tour. As they wait for the bus, something strange happens out of nowhere and she's forced to choose one of the three friends to tag along with, and together they're teleported to an alternate dimension. This is like an episode of Doctor Who or something. Depending on the friend you choose, you'll end up with a bit of a different starting point, which leads us to the gameplay. And really, Retrace couldn't be much easier to play. All you simply do is move around the environment, pick up objects, and make choices from time to time. There's no complex puzzles here, rather making the wrong choice, even when it seems like the right one, can lead to an untimely death. Seeing all the different endings and outcomes is where you'll have most of the fun, because from a gameplay standpoint, things are honestly a little bit on the dull side. Movement feels pretty stiff in Retrace, but it's not a huge deal because this game doesn't exactly require precise controls, so you might be willing to forgive that aspect of the game a bit, and it can potentially end in 2 minutes if you make the wrong choice, or it could last 15 to 20 minutes depending on your run. You will need to experiment here, and of course you'll want to go through all the different friend scenarios to see everything that the game offers. Retrace does lean into some horror and supernatural elements, but it's not exactly a very scary game. I wasn't too on edge at any time during my gameplay. I found Retrace to more or less be a short, entertaining diversion. Certainly don't expect a deep gameplay experience here, nor a narrative that is complex or will have you thinking much after you've completed it. It's kind of a goof around game. I don't think the puzzles are really going to give you a hard time here. They certainly didn't for me. More the environments, actually, where I couldn't find doors from time to time because they were blending into the background. That was the most frustration that I experienced, or making a wrong choice, but thankfully there is a respawn point in this game so you can go back to locations without losing too much of your progress. Is it entertaining? Yes, it is, for a little while anyways, but it's also pretty ridiculous, and the whole thing is over the top. I can somewhat appreciate that. Not going to be for everyone. Graphically, I wouldn't expect much out of Retrace Memories of Death either. It feels like they went with the bare minimum amount of effort with the game's environments and pixel art. I'd say it looks mediocre at best, the animations aren't exceptional, and there really aren't all that many different environments either. The character portrait art wasn't my favorite, and I generally just found the game to look kind of blah, to be honest. The soundtrack, though, ended up being pretty good. It was probably my favorite part of the game. The compositions here have a good beat to them and varied sections that kept them interesting. I did like how the game would switch up the music as you progressed further from time to time too, but there really aren't any sound effects at all worth noting. The game's mostly driven by this soundtrack, but at least it's a pretty good one. Yeah, Retrace Memories of Death. It's something to mess around with for about an hour or so. You likely earn some trophies, and then you move on. Conceptually, I dig the ideas presented here. Having different outcomes for your choices is a neat hook, but unfortunately Retrace doesn't have a great script to back it up. This one just is kind of okay. I really don't know what else to say. It's not offensively bad, but it's also not all that memorable. Pick this one up if you're looking to kill an hour or two and earn some easy trophies. We would now like to take a moment to thank our great indie warriors: Mitchell Hall, Kevilo, Bunny, Bill Tikaz, Christian Cruz, Wesley William Semple, Kimberly H., Rosie Syntax, Chris Jackson. Thank you for all you do for I Dream of Indie by supporting us through memberships. You help us bring a voice to the voiceless ones in gaming. Everyone else should head down to the description box below where there's a ton of ways to support us. Thank you so much for supporting independent content.